my visa got rejected twice. This is my first visit to any country outside India. They don't understand what is dustbin. I always try to figure out at least one word per day that they don't understand. He took me like 5 to 6 mock interviews before I went to visa interview. That's how I practice my interview skills and develop my interview skills. I will be graduating in December this year. I had only 2 courses left now. That's how I applied Prodigy Finance. I randomly opened the application and tried to fill the details. That's how I completed the application.
If you are on your own journey towards international study, know that you're not alone and that you have access to the right support. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the International Student Podcast. Today, we have a very special guest join us. We have Smitavarun, who's from India and who is currently pursuing his MS in Finance at the University of Texas in Dallas. Welcome, Smitha. So good to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Tell us a little bit about where you are from.
I'm from a small town called Warangal. It's located southern part of India. It's been like 1.5 year I came to US. This is my first visit to any country outside India.
So it's your first time leaving home.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you study in India?
Yeah. About my background, I studied mechanical engineering back in India. I graduated in 2014. From then onwards, I was working in banking for almost 8 years. And then I want to switch my career to finance so that I can improve my skills and try to focus more on finance side rather than banking side. That's how I landed into Masters in Finance at UT Dallas. Currently, I'm concentrating in real estate finance more specifically in order to make sure I can understand and develop the skills related to real estate so that I can implement those skills in future jobs and financial analyst positions.
Interesting. And did studying abroad feel like a natural step for you? Or was it something that you decided on later in your life or in your career?
Yeah, that's an interesting question actually. I was supposed to come in 2014 when I was completed my undergrad, but unfortunately my visa got rejected twice at the time. So I switched my career to my minor banking or finance side. So, but I always has a regret that I didn't come to US. So I again started the process before 3 years ago. I renewed my passport and I went to attempt my GRE, IELTS, and I brushed up my skills and I started applying several universities. When I was researching about the American universities, I was in a situation, I am not a person who stay in a weather in cold weather. I like hot weather. So that's how I picked up Texas universities rather than the other universities. I got admits in a couple of other universities as well, but I am more focused in Texas universities in order to make sure my health is it will be good.
Oh, it's so great to hear that you persevered despite having your visa rejected twice. You still continue to pursue your education.
I always had a opinion that we need to go beyond our limitations and try to learn more.
Were there any cultural shocks that you experienced the first time you arrived?
When I first arrived here, I was having an opportunity to take a airport ride. There is a home group called Big Howdy. It is a Christian federation. They used to help international students to get airport pickup for free. So I had a volunteer who picked me up, and I was facing issue with understanding his accent. So accent was the biggest culture shock for me. I was thinking like everybody is same, like English is English, so we can understand, at least we can communicate. But I was uh, amazed with their accent and understanding some words. And also, when we are speaking, they are not able to understand our accent. And it is, but that volunteer understand my problem and he was able to type in mobile and show me, or else I can type and show him. That's how we communicated. That was the biggest challenge for me, to understand the accent of Texas.
I must say your English is really good. I can understand everything that you are saying.
Yes, I can understand quite clearly, but sometimes they don't understand my words that I am using. So in India, we used to say dustbin in case of trash can. So what is dustbin? What is dustbin? They used to ask us, what is dustbin? I always try to figure out at least one word per day that they don't understand.
Now, let's talk about what made you decide to study MS in finance, to do your master's in finance.
I already mentioned earlier that I had a regret that I didn't come to abroad. So that's how I was planning around how to come to abroad and what I need to focus on and what are the opportunities or availabilities that I can look for. So as a part of my banking career, I learned a lot of things about accounting and also financial analysis. But at that time, I don't know that there is a niche area called financial analyst positions, and those are very key, plays key roles in various companies and industries. So when I was researching, I started with accounting and finance as my proposed majors. Once I started applying and getting calls from the universities and emails from the universities, I figured out financial analyst would be more niche area that I am looking for. And also there are a lot of opportunities for financial analysts, and whatever I learn in banking, I can try to use them and improve my skills. And when I was working in banking, I was in a department called Department of Supervision, where we need to supervise like nine district cooperative banks, and also there are around 400 societies that we need to analyze their annual reports and balance sheets and their board meetings, etc. So based on those reports, we need to write some notes and also give recommendations. So this is a type of financial analyst role as well. So I would more incline towards financial analyst based on these parameters. So I think I am learning some models and skills which will be useful for me to implement in my future roles as a financial analyst.
Amazing. So it sounds like you kind of made the decision based on where you saw yourself in the future.
Mhm.
And that's what helped you. That's really, really interesting. And tell us about, like the financial aspect. So you made the decision to study abroad. And even though you didn't succeed initially, you still went back and tried again. And at which point did you decide the financial aspect of your study abroad?
When I was preparing for my GRE, I was in an opinion that I will get a good score in GRE, and also I will be able to secure scholarship based on my GRE score. But I got around 303, not 3, I guess, exactly in GRE. But I got scholarship in some other university, but I didn't get scholarship in University of Texas at Dallas at that time. But I was figuring out how to do my finances because University of Texas has a lot fees like $50,000 including living expenses for 9 months, 1 year. So I was figuring out where I can get finances for from, because I didn't inform my parents that I'm going to abroad and I'm planning for those things. So I had some savings, so I was applying for GRE and other universities. I was in opinion that if I didn't get visa again, I don't want to. I was afraid about my visa rather than other things. So once I started applying for the universities, I was figuring out what are the options I have. I saw that Indian banks are asking collateral applying education loan. Even I had like 8 years experience. Indian banks are asking for so many things, so many documents. But when I was seeing a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos, I figured out there are some non-banking financial companies which are helping for education and other loans. So I was seeing what are the options we have. That's how I applied Prodigy Finance, because they are not even asking any physical signature. I need to go and go in person and try to talk with the person and need to sign a lot of documents, which is a practice in India. So I randomly applied in Prodigy Finance. I randomly opened the application and tried to fill the details. That's how I completed the application. It took me 5 to 10 minutes to fill the application. So even I was not getting visa, I was able to get a mm, Prodigy Finance sanction letter in order to show the visa officer that I have a finance from Prodigy Finance, and also I have some savings which I can show for my living expenses or other things. So that's how I figured out Prodigy Finance and I applied. They sanctioned me around 90,000 US dollars, I guess. And I didn't utilize whole amount, but I was using my savings and also a Prodigy Finance sanctioned amount. I went to a commercial bank. They asked me a lot of documents, even our house documents. Even my mother is a government teacher. They asked collateral of my mother and also our house documents and my background check, like what are my education qualifications and how much marks I got in GRE, how much grade I got in IELTS, etc. Even though we provided all the documents and spent like a couple of thousands for processing, we didn't get the loan sanctioned at that point of time. So there was a lot of changes from 2014 to now. Now education loans are very easier to get from Prodigy Finance and similar to other institutions. Yeah, but Prodigy Finance made my life very easier to figure out my finances and concentrate more on other things like traveling and figure out where I need to live and whom I need to live with. And yeah, this is a great opportunity for international students to explore.
Smita, you mentioned about, your visa being rejected. Do you mind sharing with us today what were some of the reasons why you got rejected? And what would you have done differently if you had a second chance? Well, you did have a second chance, actually. So what did you do differently when you went the second time?
So, when I was in undergrad, we were having some mock interviews for our lab internals and lab externals, but I didn't get a chance to speak a lot and prepare a lot for our internal exams or external labs. That's how I was not aware of or practice a type of interview or interview skills. I didn't go through interview preparation. I just randomly went to visa consulate. What they'll ask, what is your name and where you are going, or but they were asking in brief. I was unable to answer or communicate in English. That's how I figured out I need to improve my skills of communication in English. I was able to understand what they are speaking and what they are asking, but I was not able to articulate in a manner that they can understand us in English. I was able to understand and speak in Telugu in my mother tongue, but I was unable to speak it in English. Even for the second time, also, I went with the same phase of luck, not preparing anything. Just I went without preparation. I was just writing my answers pen and paper, but they were asking some different type of questions and in different context. I was not practiced well. I would say practice is more important when you are attending any interviews. I would say practice for interviews made me more chances to get my visa accepted.
Luckily, nowadays they have visamonk.ai, for example, to help you with that process of visas. But I know back then they didn't have that. But it really is important to kind of get that help because they are looking for very specific things. So, Smita, what is your plans for the future? What are you hoping to do once you graduate?
I will be graduating in December this year. I had only 2 courses left now. I am more focusing on to brush up my skills in SQL, Power BI, and a lot of other dashboard related skills and also Excel related skills. And also parallelly, I am applying for full time jobs for financial analyst position in USA. I'm hoping I will get some position in a good company in USA. Even if I am unable to secure a job, I need to leave the country within 90 days or so. I am also preparing for that as well. I'm also applying for positions in India. So it is like a good experience to study in abroad and understand others' cultures.
Great. Well, we are so excited to see what the future holds for you, Smitha. In Closing for a listener today who may be from the same town as you and they're also looking to study in the US, what advice do you have for that listener today?
The one advice that I would give to the person who is coming from my hometown, I would say you need to brush up your skills in mathematics and also English verbal so that you can get good marks in GRE and IELTS so that you cannot spend lot amount on tuition fees. Try to reduce your tuition fee by getting securing scholarships and try to explore a lot about the university and the course that you are going to take. When you come here and land here and try to explore other things, try to attend a lot of networking events and try to involve in a lot of clubs on campus, and there are a lot of opportunities to get involved on campus through various departments.
That's some really great advice. Thanks so much for joining us today and for sharing your story. You have overcome so much, and it's so inspiring to hear your perseverance and your consistency. And then to our listeners today, thanks so much for tuning in and listening to Smither's story. If you are on your own journey towards international study, know that you're not alone and that you have access to the right support. If you do want to know how to fund your international studies, then visit prodigyfinance.com to learn more about how we can help you.